Greetings. Welcome to my channel. I am GoddessKyrra. As you guys know, this is where I share pieces of me. Last night I performed one of my poems, and it's actually interesting that I say performance. A lot of people, think I'm a singer. I've been getting that a lot, like, oh, what are you, a singer? Who are you, a singer? It's interesting. That's interesting. That's another thing we'll get into. But I did a piece from my book that I'm actually going to be publishing in March. So look out for that. A conversation. Yes, we are publishing. We are here. We made it. And I got really good feedback, on my stage performance and also my poetry. So, that was me, crown chakra activated, and really just being vulnerable with the world because, these are all the pieces of me. This is pieces, I say that in that poem, I'm just talking about really just breaking free from mind control, and allowing all of my chakras to be aligned, and not just activating some parts of me, but all of me, really being a whole and breaking free from that mind control, and in places that you don't even think your mind is controlling, so dealing with your childhood trauma and really learning about who you are at the core, not just on the basis, not just mundane physical attributes, right? But self-reflection, self-actualization, self-realization, understanding who you are, right? And the things that you are allowing your mind to control, how much access you have to it, the emotions that are attached, to it, and how to feel about that, how to actually, compartmentalize that, and deal with it, go through it, because there are levels to healing. It's not just one thing and then bam, you conquer that one thing and it's healed. There's more. You think that you're that simple? Okay, you say you believe that you're that simple? Okay, let's dive into that. If you believe that it's just one thing, and once you heal that one thing, you're done, then we need to dive deeper. And if you are at that point, then great. Let's talk, let's chat. How did you get to that, right? Because there are levels. There are levels to evolving, to growing, to learning about yourself and really figuring out who you are, so you no longer have to question that or ask for clarity on that because you already know the answer, right? I was reminded of that last night. Like, once you do the inner work healing, you start to really listen to your heart, right? Which is really in the center of the chakras, right? And you need all of them. You can't just have your heart and not have control over your mind, right? And not have control over your body, right? You must intertwine them and align them in balance and harmony. And that really takes self-reflection. That's all it takes. Self, right? That's why they call it self-love. That's why they call it self-care. That's why they call it self-actualization, because it is self that you are, right? Everyone else is self, just like you are self, right? And when you take that and you realize that, you become the creator, which is what I love to use, because we are artists. We are all artists. We are creating. And when you allow someone else to create you, which means to paint their picture on you, you are being controlled, right? And you can allow mind control to be the greatest person to take control over you, right? And be the creator of the creation, right? And so now it's, I have control over you, right? And then in turn, I can take and paint my creation over your control. So I have two of you, both of you, all of you. You get it? Two parts, yin and yang, black and white, as above, so below. There are two parts of you that come together to make one, twin flames. Evergalactic stardust. We're cut from the same star. Those terms all formulate into that being, right? And so when you take that and you use that, you realize that you can divide yourself up and give control to something else or someone else, right? Your mind, right? And then someone else. And so you come back to self. You begin all of those other creations. You have the control, you have the power to cut that access off and just do it yourself, right? Entrepreneurs, they just have that divine power, right? It's already in them. It's like, let me sprinkle you with this already. Let me sprinkle you with this knowledge so you can share, so the others can grow. Not everybody has to, they have to work for something else, you know, but they have that power. We all have powers. We have powers. They're divine. They are already within us, and they are coming through constantly, pouring through us, recycling itself, you know, as the earth turns, you know, like, yeah. So that's interesting. That's a new topic for me later. Okay, cool. But anyway, bringing all this back, people, self, right? Self. And as I am diving into myself even more and healing myself even more inside, seeing what I am triggered by, what I get too emotional with, what I am frustrated with or annoyed with, that really brings it back to me. Like, okay, so why was I feeling like that? What does that lead to? You know? And we're here, being vulnerable, being on stage, really sharing my personal, like, feelings and emotions, because that's what I pour into my poetry. Like, what I'm going through will be in my head, I just put it out on paper. That's how like I feel like it looks like I age backwards, because I release my stress, like the emotions, because people don't realize that our emotions, you know, bring us the most stress, right? We are mentally, emotionally feeling, you know, that stress, right? And we're using those two portions of ourselves to feed into our body, right? This vessel that we're in. And in order to take care of that, you got to completely be wasting, like getting rid of the waste, right? Like how your bowel system moves, your spiritual system moves, you know, and you have to cleanse that out. And writing it out, journaling it, and now even speaking it out loud in front of people, it really helps. So yeah, that's how I got into all of that, which was a lot, but bear with me, there's a point. What I've been teaching this entire time throughout all of my videos is my journey to self-love, right? And this has been a key point for me. And I am so successful. I am so successful. Do you know, as I have put out my work now, and I am putting out my work now, my creations, like, success. And I'm so grateful. So, yeah, moving forward, it's time to travel, you know. I am a traveler, and I will always be a traveler, and the next time you see me, I will be somewhere new. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Yep. That's all, man. Peace.